We've got a few stories. Well, it's one story, and it's between the AA and Auto Trader who've done this study. EV roadside repairs more achievable than petrol or diesel, according to AA and Auto Trader. So that's the AAs. And then they've got the Auto Trader electric cars fact sheet there. Look, they've even put AA on it there. SMMT, Office of Zero Emissions, Charge UK, Auto Trader. So they're all on there, publicising that. We go on to the next one. This is transport and energy. Again, EVs more successfully repaired at roadside than petrol or diesel. And then we've got the Auto Trader £1,500 a year saving facts, jargon buster. So that's transport and energy. And then we've got Auto Trader, electric vehicles are more reliable than you think. That's in their news. Then we've got Auto Trader again. If you click on one of the little links in the articles, it brings up electric cars, statistics, facts and figures. Again, who's there? SMMT, Office of Zero Emissions, Charge UK and Auto Trader. So they're getting that in, aren't they? They're really getting that in. But when we just go and dig into the facts, new data shows that in the event of a breakdown, electric vehicles, EVs, are more likely to be fixed roadside than internal combustion engine cars, despite consumers being more concerned about roadside repairs. AA joins Electric Cars The Facts campaign created by Auto Trader, Charge UK and the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders to promote user-friendly facts about electric vehicles. It's endorsed by the Department of Transport. There's an Auto Trader infographic which is making the rounds and has been making the rounds for God knows how long, saying that you can save £1,500. I've ridiculed it time and time again. Using Auto Trader's website, all you have to do is go on Auto Trader's website, make sure you've got Google Chrome as your browser, download AT Price Tracker, then open Auto Trader, look at any EV you want and look at the used ones and see how much the dealers have had to reduce them in order to try and sell them, and you will see for yourself. Don't take my word for it. You will see for yourself. It is impossible to save £1,500 on an EV. Impossible. As I say, don't believe me. Just go and do that yourself. Don't know what to do. Well, to be fair, they do, because when you go into Dealer Portal, AT Price Tracker is like Dealer Portal for privates, because when you click on a car and you put the registration number in and you go into Dealer Portal, you can see when it's been reduced. You can also see when it's been increased, which AT Price Tracker shows you as well. So that's like Dealer Portal for privates, worth its weight in gold. You can see how long we've had the car, you can see how many times it's been reduced, and just lately you can see how many times they've put it up in order to do whatever it is that they do with EVs when they put them up at the end of the month. I mean, gosh, what could it be? Why would they put vehicles up at the end of the month when a couple of days later a report comes out about whether EVs are stabilising? Mystery, isn't it? Here's me, 50 years in the job, and I've got no idea why they do that, why they put it up just as they're having to make the monthly reports on what stock they've got and how much it's worth. But also, they collate all the information on the website. Put 2 and 2 together, come up with 5. Auto Trader, the UK's largest automotive platform, together with the AA Today, report that new research conducted in December 2025 of over 2,000 consumers shows that 44% of consumers are concerned about the risk of breakdowns or roadside repairs when considering switching to an EV. The most concerned age group was the 75 plus cohort. More than half, 56% of whom were concerned. Well, I don't know what group they've got, but I'd be concerned about breaking down. I've driven to the south of France a few times. I changed the core plug on Calais car park in McCavalier. A corporal which was right behind the distributor, and I hadn't got a timing gun. So I had to take the distributor off, knock the core plug out, put the other one in, fill it up with coolant, put the distributor back, and then turn the distributor by hand until I thought it was running right and tighten it up. If I had broken down or a core plug had gone on an EV, I just wouldn't know what to do. I always used to take my toolkit in the back. Whatever car I went in, I took my toolkit. I drove to the south of France in a 4-speed Opel Record Berliner with no third gear. I couldn't get third gear all the way to the south of France and back with no fourth gear. More than half, 56%, of whom were concerned. The northeast was the highest concern region, with 52% of respondents sharing reservations, whilst women were slightly more likely to be concerned, 46% versus 41% for men. So did the survey 1,000 women and 1,000 men? Because that percentage, it becomes more, the smaller the number, the more hit and miss it becomes, doesn't it? So are we playing with a stacked deck here? This comes as fresh data from the AA, reveals that EVs are more likely to be successfully repaired at the roadside than petrol or diesel cars. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't believe that. For a second, I don't believe it. I don't believe that you can make a fair comparison, because as far as I know, the average age of ICE vehicles on the road is about 10 years, and the average age of EVs on the road is about 2.5 years. So you're comparing something that's 4 times older. What about the mileage? I wonder what the average mileage of EVs is compared to ICE vehicles.
So let's look at the average age and mileage. Average age of a pure BEV in the UK at the end of 2024 was 2 years and 6 months. I would think it will be significantly less now with the amount of new EVs that have been pre-registered in 2025. Average annual mileage for BEVs less than 3 years old, 2024, 10,054 miles per year. So an average BEV in the park would be roughly 2.5 years times 10,054, which equals 25,000 miles. Using the RAC Foundation's average age by fuel type, end of December 2024, plus their estimated average annual mileage by fuel type, England 2024, average petrol car, 64,000 miles. Age, 10.3 years. Annual miles, 6,200 a year, which is 10.3 times 6,200 equals 63,860. And also bear in mind that as cars get older, then their vehicle mileage per year drop off. Average diesel car, 84,000 miles. Age equals 10.1 years. Annual miles equals 8,300. So that's 10.1 times 8,300 equals 83,830. So are the AA and the Auto Trader comparing cars that have done 3 times more mileage and are 4 times older? We need to know they're comparing like for like. And to be honest, I have no faith that they are.
You see, I'm starting to smell a rat here, and I'm starting to wonder why they've made this comparison and who's commissioned it. AA and Auto Trader all of a sudden have come up with this that shows EVs are easier to repair at roadsides, or more EVs are repaired at roadsides. And they've just come up with it. Data from the AA reveals that the 12-volt battery in an internal combustion engine car is more likely reason for a call-out than the battery of an electric car. You've got a battery in your ICE vehicle, 12 volt. The funny thing is that I've never replaced as many batteries in my life as I have in the last few years. And the reason is stop-start. And the batteries are more expensive in order to initiate the stop-start. And all of a sudden, they've started going wrong for some reason. So you've got a 12-volt battery on an ICE car, and then you've got a whacking big EV battery. That's a bit stupid, isn't it? Because the EV battery is like, what, 50-60% of the car? And the 12-volt battery, which can be replaced by undoing 2 nuts and another 2 nuts on the battery terminals, putting a new battery on. You try changing a high voltage electric car battery at the side of the road. So that is ridiculous. That's a ridiculous claim. It's absolutely stupid. 9 times out of 10, you don't even have to replace it. You just put jump leads on. Starts up, charges up again. My EV, my sit-down me, it's outside. I can't start it, it's flat. It's not the traction battery, it's the 12-volt battery. So you see, also, EVs have a 12-volt battery, which energises the big traction battery. So they go too. And when they start getting to 10 years old and not 2.5 years old, I can guarantee they'll be going. Then you'll have lots of problems. This report is, honestly, it seems to me like they've just gone through bits that they can go through to make up a stupid report. Additionally, a recent SMMT survey of aftermarket businesses found that 81.2% of UK workshops are already equipped to work on EVs. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. I just they won't even touch them. So no, I know several garages that will not touch EVs. They don't want them in the workshop at all. They don't want to put the mechanics at risk. Reinforcing the improved ease of repairing EVs, that is bullshit. The AA are today announced as new champions of Cross-Industry Facts Initiative. As part of the quarterly update, the campaign promotes a set of user-friendly, simplified facts that offer a data-backed view of the reality of owning and driving electric cars to dispel popular misconceptions. Why? Why are they doing that? Why? Why are they doing that? EVs are only 4% of the market. Why are they doing this when ICE cars make up 96% of the market? Why would they be doing that? Your guess is as good as mine. Updates include the number of public charge points around the UK increasing to 87,796. The number of rapid and ultra-rapid chargers is now 17,935, up from 17,132. The upfront price difference between new electric and petrol cars dropping is now just 17%, down from 25% in January 2025. 38 brand new electric cars with recommended retail prices under £30,000. Edmund King, AA president, said, "For many drivers, the switch to electric is a big step, and some are understandably hesitant. However, one thing prospective electric drivers don't need to worry about is breaking down. The AA has the biggest database of EV breakdowns in the UK, and our data shows EVs running out of charge is a tiny proportion of EV breakdowns and has fallen dramatically since 2015. In addition, we fix a greater proportion of EVs at the roadside than petrol and diesel cars, and the small number we can't fix can easily be towed with our freewheeling hub." So they can't easily tow them. What they have to do is put freewheeling wheels on the back, otherwise they'd just be locked. So no, it's not easy. It's easy for an ICE car. It's not easy for an EV. That's a lie. It's not easy.
Manufacturers don't recommend towing electric vehicles because you can't put them in neutral. The Freewheeling Hub is the latest addition to our multi-fit wheel kit that takes that problem away. Once the car is loaded onto the van, it's just 4 simple steps to fit. Step 1. Remove the rear wheel. Step 2. Put on the multi-fit hub. This lets us fit a temporary spare wheel to almost any vehicle. Step 3. Place on the new freewheeling hub. This has its own heavy-duty high-speed bearing, making it turn independently from the car itself. Step 4. Fit the temporary spare multi-fit wheel. Then do the same on the other side. Let's see how Ben's getting on. How often do you use this kit then, Ben?
Well, a shift last week I actually used it 3 times.
So is there a weight limit?
There actually is. It's 2 tonnes. It's the towing capabilities of our vans.
So what happens when you get to the garage or main dealer where you told the customer to?
When we arrive at the garage, we've got to remove the wheel and the hub, because by fitting them, what we've done, we've isolated the handbrake system. So when we're unloading it from our recovery equipment, or CRT, it could potentially roll away, especially if we're on a hill. So once we removed it, we've put the original wheels back on. We make sure the member's happy with the garage and everything's being sorted out for them. Load everything back up in the van and away we go to the next job.
Great. So how are you doing with that second wheel?
Job done.
Right, stop the clock. How did we do?
Not bad really, 15 minutes in total. Now we can safely tow the vehicle away on 2 wheels ourselves.
These are the facts. Facts when it comes to electric breakdown. So we are delighted to join with Auto Trader, Charge UK, OZEV and SMMT to share the facts, to give confidence to drivers. Erin Baker, editorial director at Auto Trader, commented, "It's fantastic to have the AA join our campaign to make sure that drivers have the right information to make informed choices." Well, that isn't the right information. Their data shows EVs can offer high levels of reliability, far more than many drivers may expect. Whilst electric cars might not be right for all buyers right now, if you can charge off street, it could be a great option. We hope the facts help provide confidence for those that are considering going electric. Aviation, Maritime and Decarbonisation Minister Keir Mather said, "We know confidence is key when it comes to families going electric, so I welcome this report, highlighting the reliability of EVs, which are less likely to break down than petrol and diesel cars." Well, how do you come to that conclusion? This is about being easy to repair, not about being less likely to break down. Data shows the vast majority of EV owners would never go back, and to support more people access the benefits of making the switch, we're investing over 7.5 billion, throwing away 7.5 billion, just setting fire to it, including 2 billion, which is the most set fireable, for the electric car grant, which has helped nearly 50,000 people save up to £3,750 when buying a new EV. Your taxpayers' money has been given to people to buy a new car, to bribe them to buy a new car. What would you do if you were £3,750 short of a car? You'd save up, wouldn't you? Or you'd buy a cheaper car, or you'd buy a used one. So all they've done there is take a customer from the used market and put him in the new market and devalue the used market at the same time. Brilliant plan. It's like a triple whammy. Electric cars, the Facts Initiative. New champions, the AA, joined Fleet News, the Institute of the Motor Industry, ZapMap, the National Franchise Dealer Association, the British Vehicle Rental Leasing Association, Cox Automotive Europe and EVA England as supporters of the Facts Initiative. Well, I would say that not one of those has a clue about any facts. Honestly, you can't go around telling people that they can save £1,500 when they can't. As well as pricing and charging infrastructure, these facts clarify points such as how electric cars are green and no they don't, are no more likely to catch fire than an internal combustion engine car. Well, there's lots of reports coming out saying that they are, and when they do, they burn longer, they cause more toxic runoff, 10 times more water they need to cool them. They can't put them out, they just cool them. There's a toxic cloud comes off them, the off gas Firemen have to wear breathing apparatus all the time now. Even afterwards. They set fire again afterwards. They set fire again on tow trucks. They set fire again in salvage yards. You never know. One even lit up 6 months after it had its first accident. Tesla in a garage, burnt 3 cars. Oh, no, sorry, burnt cars at either side. At some stage, he'd run over some debris, damaged the battery underneath. Underground car park set on fire. The information is available for consumers here. Auto Trader, well, you've seen it. It's crap. It's absolute crap. The information is endorsed by the Department of Transport. You should be ashamed of yourself. Absolutely ashamed of yourself, cocking people up like that. A summary of the facts can be found here. You see, if you repeat it enough times, you hope it sticks, don't you? So I was a bit miffed about this. I read all that and I just thought that's absolute garbage. There was no information in it whatsoever. So I've written to the AA and I've also written to Auto Trader. This is the letter I wrote. I'm writing to request full methodological clarification regarding the joint AA Auto Trader report and press coverage stating that EVs are more likely to be successfully repaired at the roadside than petrol or diesel vehicles. As you see, it's been repeated through numerous articles by all the usual. I'm challenging this claim on the basis that the published headline and supporting material do not currently provide enough information to confirm that this is a like-for-like comparison, and the percentages reported appear extremely close, meaning the conclusion may be within statistical noise or driven by vehicle age/mileage differences, rather than a genuine outcome difference between powertrains. To allow the public to properly assess the accuracy and impartiality of this claim, please provide the following. 1. Data source, time period and scope. What exact AA dataset was used? Call-out logs, patrol records, internal outcomes data. What time period does the roadside repair comparison cover? E.g. calendar 2025, last 12 months, multi-year. What geography does it cover? UK-wide, specific regions, roadside only, home start included or excluded. Sample sizes and statistical validity. What are the sample sizes behind each category? EV, petrol, diesel used in this comparison. What are the exact roadside repair percentages for each category? Did you calculate any confidence intervals, margins of error, statistical significance? If the difference is not statistically significant, why was the headline phrased as definitive? EVs more likely rather than broadly similar. 3. Like-for-like comparison controls. Age, mileage, warranty. What is the vehicle's age distribution for the EV sample versus petrol and diesel? Median plus quartiles. What is the mileage distribution for EVs versus petrol, diesel, median plus quartiles? Were vehicles grouped or weighed to correct for EVs typically being newer on average, as I say, 10 years old ICE cars, 2.5 years old EVs? Did you separate outcomes by age and mileage bands, e.g. 0 to 3, 4 to 7, 8 to 12, 13 plus years? And if so, can you publish that table? Were in warranty versus out of warranty vehicles segmented? Technically, the average EV should still be under warranty, shouldn't it? 4. Definitions used. What counts as a successful repair? Please define successfully repaired at the roadside. Does this mean the vehicle drove away under its own power? Does it include a temporary reset, fault code clear, or 12-volt jump start? How is not repaired defined? Recovered home, recovered to a charger, recovered to a garage. Are repeat call-outs counted multiple times? Same vehicle, same issue. 5. Vehicle classification. How do you define EV, BEV only, or does it include PHEVs and REEVs? Are hybrids included under petrol and diesel or handled separately? You'll notice that hybrids, they're included in the good things, but in the bad things, like, repairs, they could just be slipped in as a petrol or diesel repair when one in three vehicles sold in December had a plug. Mostly in cellophane, mostly in the boot, mostly used petrol, but they were electric. They were included in electric figures. 6. Fault type mix. Were certain categories included or excluded, such as tyres, punctures, wheel damage, driver error, misfueling, empty battery, or charging issues? Do you have a breakdown of roadside repairs by fault type for EV versus ICE? 7. Consumer survey details, if used to support the narrative. Your materials refer to a survey of 2,000 plus consumers in December 2025. Please confirm who conducted the survey, in-house or a polling company. How respondents were recruited, AA members, Auto Trader users, or a general population panel. EV owners versus non-EV owners split. Full wording of the questions used in any press claims. 8. Commissioning briefing and editorial control. Who commissioned and funded this work? AA, Auto Trader, or jointly? What was the original brief instruction for this report? Please provide the brief or a summary. Who approved the final wording and headline that EVs are more likely? Was the external campaign partner given review approval rights over the messaging? Given the strength of the headline claim being presented as a public-facing fact, I am asking that you either publish a full methodology appendix, preferred, or B, amend the claim to wording that reflects uncertainty. For example, similar roadside repair rates. If this is not a statistically meaningful difference or is not like-for-like controlled, I would appreciate a response within 10 working days. If you can provide a methodology document, tables or definitions pack, I'm happy to review it fairly and include your response in any public commentary. Regards, Barrie Crampton. You saw all those questions that I wrote. Hello, Mr. Crampton. Thanks for getting in touch regarding the Auto Trader article, which included AA breakdown statistics. The statistics we provided referenced national AA breakdown statistics covering January to December 2025. During this period, the AA successfully repaired 88.9% of the battery electric vehicles, BEVs, it attended, compared with an 87.5% roadside repair rate for internal combustion engines, ICE vehicles. This means the AA was 1.4% more likely to repair an EV than an ICE vehicle during that time. Footnote from the article, the AA data 2025, EV roadside repair rate 88.9%, ICE roadside repair rate 87.5%. That was it. Hope this is helpful. I say that article, 1.4%, 28 people. Their headline is down to 28 people. We don't know how many petrol cars were stopped, what ages, how many EVs. It's just bullshit. And this is what you're being fed every single day and regurgitated by all the parrot sites non-stop in the newspapers then. 1.4%. And we don't know anything about it. They just put this stuff out there. No facts, no figures, nothing you can actually check, just what they say. Fact. Bollocks. Shove your facts up your... Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.